All right. Well, welcome you guys to our What is Coaching sneak peek call today. It is Wednesday the 29th, and I am so excited to see so many faces on here. I want to start off by introducing myself and also thanking you guys for hopping on. You are on here because you saw one of us post about it. Maybe you follow one of the coaches on here. Someone invited you to join. Maybe you've been following someone for a while and you were inspired to come and find out what is this coaching thing that they do? What is it that they talk about? Why do they work out every day? Why are they talking about all the things they're talking about all the time? And how are we making an income doing this? So we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about misconceptions. We're going to talk about, a lot of the information as a whole. And then
my camera's not working again.
Any questions, anything like that, as they come up, you guys can use the chat box to go ahead and ask any questions. And then if we have time, because we're going to try to stick to under an hour on this, then we'll go ahead and answer those. But anyway, we will get you guys answers to any questions that you might have throughout this call. So I'm going to start off by introducing myself. My name is Paola Ramirez, not Hernandez. I got married about 4 years ago, and I have 4 little kids. I have, well, not so little. I have a 10-year-old. I have an almost 9-year-old. I have an almost 7-year-old, and I have a 1-year-old. And life is busy. It's crazy. But I have been doing coaching now for 5 years July 1st, and I'm still mind blown that I do this full time, that I call this my job, that this became my full-time income. It's just insane, because 5 years ago, if you would have asked me where do you see yourself in 5 years, I would have told you climbing the corporate ladder, because that's what I was doing previous to this. I was a full-time healthcare recruiter. I was recruiting nurses and doctors, and I had been doing that right out of high school. I wanted to be a physical therapist when I was younger, and then I dropped out of college 2 years later when I started working full time, and I just started climbing the corporate ladder. I thought that that's what I was going to do the rest of my life. I was going to do recruiting. I loved recruiting because I was helping people, and it's like that thing that just keeps me going. It really is something that I find joy in, to help someone, to get them results, to get them a job, to help them connect to something. And so I feel like coaching really became something that sparked that light in me again, because I was losing that in my full-time job. But I'm going to bring you guys back even before the whole business venture, because I did not start this off thinking that I was going to make a business out of fitness. Girl, I was 200 pounds 5 years ago, and I had a 2-year-old at the time. We were working full time. I would leave my house at 5 in the morning, get on a 2-hour drive to work, and then back home, work the 8 hours. And I was on this clockwork. Oh, if you guys hear a baby crying, that's my baby. So ignore that. But I literally was living this life of wake up, go to work, drop the kids off at daycare, pick up the kids, come home, eat fast food on the way home, and sit on my butt the minute I got home, went to bed, and that was it. Like, literally, I got to the point in my life where I was like, this cannot be it. And that's what I was doing for like almost 2 years. In a year, when I went back to work, I gained 40 something pounds. And I didn't recognize myself anymore. A lot of people were like, you're fine. But when you're not fine. When you're buying clothes, every single time you got to go out because nothing fits. When you don't feel good in your skin. And it makes me super emotional, because I always go back to that place of, I never want to be in that place again, to not having energy, to turning the lights off because I don't want my husband to see me, to hiding in my pictures all of a sudden, not being in my pictures with my kids anymore. Like, I started slowly doing that. And it took such a toll on me, because I am a very outgoing person. I am a very confident person, I would say. But for those months where I literally hit my rock bottom, I didn't recognize myself anymore. I remember walking by a mirror one time at the store and just doing a double take, literally, and going back and realizing, like, how did I get here? I was a size 18 in clothes. I was out of breath going up a flight of stairs. I didn't know what healthy living, what exercising regularly. I didn't even know where to start. I was that person that would scroll through Instagram and I would get pissed when I would see people working out because I emptied that. I wanted that, but I just couldn't ever see myself being that person. So one day I was scrolling through Instagram and I hit my rock bottom. I remember I had just binge ate McDonald's. We got home, binge ate, felt like crap. My 2-year-old was super hyper and wanted to play. I couldn't get off the couch. Like physically, I could not move. And that was my rock bottom. That was the day I drew that line in the sand and I said, this can't be my life. I was 25. I'm 31 now. And I was like, this can't be it. I started scrolling on Instagram. I swear I probably would have bought any gimmick out there, anything to just get me going. But I'm so thankful that what I came across was a Beachbody coach. Somebody who was doing these programs, somebody who had done 21 Day Fix. And it was a fellow mom that I had been following for a while now, but I never saw pictures of her. And one day she posted a before and after, and she was down 50 pounds. And my jaw dropped, and I just knew this was it. I needed to do whatever the hell she was doing. I swear it could have been anything, and I would have said yes. And she told me about Beachbody. She told me about 21 Day Fix, and I said, I'll do it. I will do it. I didn't have the money, you guys, at the time. If I could go back and show you a snap of what my life was, there was no savings. There was no money. There was barely $20 to the next check. We were living with my dad in a 1-bedroom with my 4 kids, and we had nothing. And I literally was just, and we were doing a commute because we couldn't afford to get our places because didn't have credit. It was just a hot mess. So I knew that investing this, I think at the time was $140 for a challenge pack, was what I needed to do. And I saved, I think I even sold some of Jackson's clothes, my oldest one, to make the money. And I got the challenge pack. I told my husband I was going to go all in, whether he was going to do it with me or not. I was like, you can drive through the McDonald's, Starbucks after you drop me off at home because I'm not going to eat any more fast food. I am done with that life. I want a change. You're either coming with me or you're not. And he didn't come with me for a lot of the months. He did not. He would drop me off at home and go back and get McDonald's and eat it in my face. But I was so committed to making that change that I didn't care. So I literally started the programs. I went all in. I remember I bought my challenge pack July 1st because it was going to be my birthday. And I did the 21 Day Fix. I lost 14 pounds my first round. And then there was no stopping me because my clothes was looser. I felt so much more amazing. And then I was introduced to these challenge groups and this community of people that were doing it. I wasn't doing it alone at home because I felt a part of something. And that's where I met Aracely, my upline coach, who adopted me. She wasn't actually even my original coach. And that's the beauty of our community and everything that we do, that you're going to meet so many people that are just going to inspire you and that you never thought that would come into your life. And this is what this business has done for me. When I took on this whole thing, I signed up as a coach just for the discount because I was like, sure, fine, sign me up, but I'm going to cancel in a month. That was my mentality because that's the belief that I had in myself. I literally didn't believe that I could actually do this. 21 days later, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to buy the Shakeology, but I'm going to buy it. And I started sharing my story on Instagram, not because I was going to be a coach, not because I was ever going to quit my job. None of those things ever crossed my mind. And I started sharing it little by little. I started getting messages from people telling me like, what are you doing? What's going on? Because I was at the bait. 3 months in, I was 30 pounds down. 6 months in, I was 60 pounds down. And I was a whole nother person. So that testimony of like me actually sharing my journey was such a big deal into what my business is now. Probably like 8 months into it, that little voice in my head of you can do this started ringing, and I started to understand the business model more. I, was explained to like what it would be if I could turn this into a business, what I could do with it, and that was it. Literally, I remember signing up my first person, $25, I think my commission check was, and telling my husband, like, this is our way out. This is my way of moving our family forward. If I have to do this as a side thing and work nights and just build it, I will. And I never looked back, you guys. Like, I literally was just like, I'm going all in, whether people like it or don't, whether they block me or unfollow me, and a lot did. And then a lot more supported me. And then that came from that. And then that little voice of like, you could be your own boss. You don't have to drop off your kids at daycare. You don't have to ask for PTO, just kept ringing in my ear. Every time I would walk into work and have that icky feeling of like, oh, I don't want to be here. That made me push even harder every single day. And it didn't happen overnight, and you're gonna learn that from Aracely too. Like, it didn't happen overnight, but it happened consistently because we had the tools, we had the training, and we showed up. And 4 years into it, last year when I got pregnant, I gave my notice, actually went part-time in my full-time job 3 years in, and then completely gave my notice last year. And I have been home working for myself on a full-time income for a whole year. Insert Beachbody disclaimer here, because Beachbody does not guarantee any type of success or income. But you guys, it's absolutely possible. Whatever that dream is, whether you want to make this just a side hustle to make $200, $300, $400 more a month to help your family, you can do that. Or if you want to dream even bigger and really leave your job and become a full-time employee of yourself, you could do that. So that is literally my testimony. It's been the most amazing thing that has happened in my life. And now I get to be home with both of my babies. I get to raise them through this whole pandemic. You guys, like, I sit here and I pinch myself of the growth that has been happening in our business. It's insane. When a lot of people are struggling, we are literally growing, which is just mind-boggling. So you're in the right place. I'm excited that you guys are here, and I'm gonna give it over to Aracely so she can share her story with you guys, and then we're gonna get into the details of it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. So my name is Aracely Albirde, and I have two little ones. So I have a 4-year-old, Mateo, and then I have a 8-month-old, Max. And my journey started back in 2014. So in 2014, I was married. We didn't have any kids. I was finishing college, and I was 50 plus pounds overweight. So I am really short. So 50 plus pounds, it's a lot. I needed something. I had tried all the easy fixes, and I needed something to gain back my self-esteem, gain myself back. So I started one of our programs, and with that program, I lost 12 pounds. So I didn't even know that this was a coaching thing, no clue. I didn't even know I could get a coach. I had just bought it off like eBay or something. So I lost 12 pounds with my first program, T25, and then I decided to order Shakeology because they kept talking about it. So that's our shake that we drink. You might see your coach drinking it every single day. So I needed that. I bought it and I fell in love with it like instantly. So I knew I needed to keep buying it, but I wasn't working yet. I was barely finishing college. I was going to graduate that summer, and I ordered Shakeology that June or July of 2014. So I fell in love, and then my coach signed up, and she told me, she knew I was drinking Shakeology. So she told me like, hey, like if you sign up as a coach, you get a 25% discount. I'm like, okay, sign me up. Like I was just in it for Shakeology because I had fallen in love with it and I wanted a discount and I was barely going to get a teaching job. So I signed up, and I was posting on social media just to stay accountable. I was posting about my workouts, my shake goals. So people started asking me, and I was giving them the information of what I was doing that was helping me. It was literally our programs in Shakeology that was helping me. And then I started signing up people. But I had just landed a teaching job. So I never thought that this was going to be my full-time job. So I lost the 50 pounds. I was in the best shape of my life. And then in 2016, I got pregnant with our first, in 2015, I got pregnant with our first baby. And when I was pregnant and then when I had them, people would ask me, like, hey, are you going to quit your job? I'm like, no, like, I cannot quit my job. Like, we depend on my income to pay our house because we had just moved into a new house. We have a lot of debt. We had over we had two car payments, two new car payments. We had over 30 grand in student loans. We had over 10 grand in credit cards. We had a personal loan. We had a TSP loan, which is a retirement loan. We had all the freaking loans, and I couldn't quit my job. Like, deep down, like, I wanted to stay home with my baby. But when people would ask me that, I would get offended because I'm like, I cannot quit my job. We depend on my income. So, after a year of having him and missing out on his life for the first year, that's how I felt. Like, I was missing out on being there with him. And we're really lucky that my mom was able to take care of him and we were able to pay her. But I feel like I was missing out. So after that first year of not being with him, I decided to go all in with this business. So for 2014, 2017, like, I was growing the business, the momentum, I kept the momentum, but I never really went all in until 2017 because I knew that coaching could be the way out. Like, I knew that if I gave it my all, this could replace my income and later on give me a lot more. So in that year, I hustled. I started paying off debt. I started, just going all in with the business. And a year later, in 2018, I quit my job as a teacher. And I am just super grateful for this opportunity. And quitting my job also let us relocate to Arizona because we're originally from Texas. So we were able to relocate from Alejandro got a transfer over here, and we were able to do that. We would have not been able to do that if it wasn't for this and me being able to quit my job. So I say that coaching has done so much for us health-wise, through 2 pregnancies now. We're just really healthy and we're fit and we have energy. So that coaching has given us, right, this accountability, this community. It has also given us so many friendships and met a lot of people that we would have never connected with if it weren't for this. So that's another thing. And debt, like, we are completely debt free, and that's something that coaching has allowed us to do. So if you follow Dave Ramsey, we're actually in baby step 5 and 6, which is just a huge accomplishment due to this. And I will insert the disclaimer here: we cannot guarantee that you'll make any amount of money because it all is dependent on hard work and consistency and your persistence. But I want to fast forward to a couple weeks ago. So a couple weeks ago, my dad started feeling really sick. So he started feeling really sick. He couldn't go to work. So he drives a bus for passengers. So he couldn't go to work, and he went to get tested for COVID. So he came out positive. This is a couple weeks ago, and obviously he couldn't go to work because of how sick, and then COVID. Quarantine. And then my mom, same thing, because she's been in contact with him, she couldn't go to work either. So he's been out of work for almost 3 weeks. He actually got tested again today. It doesn't look too good based on the way the doctor saw him, but he'll get his results again in a couple of days. But all this time they haven't been able to go to work, my mom and him, and they've struggled financially. And being able to say, like, hey, like, it's okay, like, I'll take care of you guys, that has been like one of the biggest blessings of this business. And it's all due to those, since 2014, and all that consistency and hard work, and being able to tell my parents, like, we got you, like, it's okay, like, I know you guys are struggling, just focus on your health right now, and then we'll cover it financially. So we've been able to help them, and we, for the last few weeks, and we'll be able to help them for the next few weeks until they're able to go back to work. So that in itself is just something that I never thought I could do, but I always dreamed I could do. But I never thought I could do it with something like this. And being able to have that freedom of staying home with my kids, it's amazing. But being able to help my parents is just been the biggest blessing of ever. You know, growing up, people would ask me like, "What do you want to do? Like, what would you do if you got $1 million?" And I would say like, "I will buy my mom a house." Like that was always like the first thing I would mention. Like, le voy a comprar una casa a mi mamá. Like it was always the same thing. And I know because of this, like one day I will buy my mom a house, and like she will own her house completely, and we would be able to help her with that. And those are the types of big dreams and big visions that you can have for your life. So when you go into this and the information, and when you see your coach posting, be open-minded. Be open-minded, because in this world you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. So that's a little bit of my story as a coach.
You're gonna make me cry.
Oh my God. I'm like,
Holy-
isn't,
and I know
yeah.
you're holding that in.
Yeah, I am.
Such a blessing. Seriously. I think that's like a lot of kids' dreams, you know? Like that is my dream too. It's always been like, I just want my mom to quit her job. If I
Yeah.
could pay her to stay home. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're gonna get there. So okay, so let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. Let me know. Can you guys see our screen? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. Let me go ahead and move this over. Okay. Where am I? Sorry. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and then we're gonna be switching back and forth. If at any time you guys have questions, please ask in the little chat box. So fitness, Wi-Fi, and a dream. That's literally how I see this whole business. I see it as that. It is fitness, it is health. You're gonna have to have some type of passion for that. I didn't have the passion, but I knew that I was gonna get there. And I got the passion as I started growing in this, as I started doing these programs, as I started seeing these results. That passion, all of that grew in me. So don't think you have to be this like crazy fitness health freak, because I can still tell you right now that I am human and I don't want to work out every day. But it is this thing that like just to me it saved my life. I was depressed, I was going through all of that. So fitness, Wi-Fi, and a dream is literally how I feel like I started all of this, because I started my business simply on my phone. I didn't have a computer, I didn't own anything fancy. It was literally my phone, me being consistent, and this big dream of coming home and being my own boss. So we're going to go over some of those things. We're going to go over some misconceptions that I always get, questions that I always get. Do I have to be at my goal weight? So that's a big old no. As you heard mine and Aracely's story, we were not at our goal weight. We were not these fit, crazy six-pack people, and we still are not. Let me tell you, I think being real, being those moms who are working out with kids crawling over their faces, and just showing people, our team, mostly women, showing women that they could take care of themselves, that they could do these workouts, that they can put 30 minutes of their time to feel better, to get energy, to do that is such a big deal. So sharing your journey from day one. If you're not where you want to be right now, I think you have a bigger leverage, because you get to show people how you're going to transform, how you're going to go from where you're at now to where you want to be. And I always tell my team, your fitness and your health journey don't have an end period. It's not like, yay, got to my goal, I'm done, I'm not going to work out tomorrow. That's not how this works, right? Like you don't get paid by going to work for 3 days. You don't continue to make money if you show up to work for a month and then you're good, you made the money, you're done. No, that's not how any of this works. You always have to have goals. And for me, it's like, I got to my goal weight. I had a baby last year. Well, now I'm shedding that again. I want to see abs. I want to see my butt grow. There's always going to be goals that you're working towards. So no, you don't have to be at your goal weight. Your story could be way more than physical as well, you guys. A lot of us have a story where it has to do with simply our health. I have had diabetic coaches come and they're off their meds, or they're sharing just like their stories, you know? So you have to keep that in mind, that it's not all about physical appearance. It's about everything else that you get when you start a health and fitness journey. You don't have to be a personal trainer, because none of us are. We're not professionals in that. And that's the beauty of it, because Beachbody has these professionals that put the fitness programs together that we follow. They're the ones that are putting the meal plans together. We're simply just sharing them. We're also sharing what we've learned to do with them and how it's helped us. So I do have a lot of tips and tricks that I have picked up and I have had over the last 5 years, things that worked for me when I was really trying to lose the weight, how I did the meal plans, all kinds of things, right? Those are things that I have that Beachbody doesn't give me, but I don't have to be a personal trainer. I don't have to be a nutritionist, because even now, I think back about like 5 years ago when we started, where we didn't have Beachbody on demand. We had DVDs. Everything came in a book. There was no downloadable things. There was no videos online that I could just share with my customers. There was no meal plans that were made by the trainers, because now we have meal plans on Beachbody On Demand. We had to make the meal plans ourselves. So all of that now, you guys, coming into this business now, it's insane, because you have so many tools at your fingertips that you're going to be able to share with your customers and your future coaches. And no, you don't have to be a professional blogger. You don't have to be a professional anything to start this business. You just have to want to start it and stay consistent, be coachable, be open-minded to the trainings and learning how to kick this off, how to share, how to stay accountable, how to inspire others through your story. So you don't have to be any of those things. Aracely?
Okay, so we have this thing called the vital behavior. So it's basically what we do as coaches. You know, if you go to a regular job, I know as a teacher, I had a certain things I had to do. If you have a job, you have a list of things to do. So the first one is being proof of the product. And this is basically, it starts with you. You are going to be following our nutrition programs, one of our workout programs, be drinking our supplement. It doesn't mean that you go and do every single Beachbody program out there. No, you know, there's some, like, you'll never see me doing the dancing ones, because I'm just horrible at it. But I am proof of the product. I've been following the workout programs since 2014. I drink the supplements, you know, Shakeology, I drink it daily. And this is really you working on yourself and using our tools. And we have the best tools. And like Paola mentioned before, it really is about creating this and making this a lifestyle, and you are a work in progress. But your journey is going to inspire other people. Like you showing up on social media from the start and showing them all the victories and the struggles is really gonna push people to know that they can do this too. So it always starts with you. The next one is personal development. And this is really where you focus on reading or listening to podcasts or audiobooks or reading a book on anything that you are struggling with. So this really is unique to you. So it's not a specific book that you have to read for a job. It's not about social media. It's about whatever you're struggling with. If you're struggling with confidence or leadership or relationships, then you focus on that. And this is a company, they really preach personal development. So I never had a job where they focus so much on you growing as a person in order to be able to help other people. So that is the second one. The next one, because this is a job, right? And you want to make sure that you are inviting people to this opportunity, whether it's your challenge groups, or whether it's the coaching side business of it. And it all starts with inviting people through it, but you do have to build connections with people, build relationships with people. We are not that company that's going to send you a one of those cold messages like, hey girl, like, do you want to lose 10 pounds? Like, what do you mean? Like, do you think like I need to lose 10 pounds? Like, so we've all gotten those like icky cold messages. We're not going to be doing that. We're really going to focus about building relationships, sharing authentically, and then inviting people to this that have shown interest. Or so we could do a public invite, a private invite, but it really focuses on that relationship first. And all of this, you guys, like Paula mentioned, you get tips, you learn as you grow, you learn as you go. We are not perfect. There's always things that we can implement and do better, and we adjust, but you do have to be coachable. And then the next part is getting people results. So it's not enough to just sign up people. You also have to make sure that you're following up with your challengers, your coaches, being there if they need you. All the tools, they have the tools, they have the workouts, they have the nutrition programs, they have all of that. Now you are the person that they'll go to if they have any questions. And it's not about knowing it all. You know, there's always, you can always ask us, and you'll have that team of support. If you ever get stuck somewhere, you'll have that team of support to help you. But we also have our groups where you can add your people to, and trainings where you can add your coaches to. So it's all about helping people get results. And that really is one of the best things about this business, is when somebody comes up to you and tells you like, hey, like I lost 50 pounds for my wedding, or I got off this medication, or I feel amazing, or I was able to do this. Like that really sets everything, makes you feel really grateful for what you do. So those are basic, it's a little glimpse of what we do as coaches.
And I know this could sound a little overwhelming. Maybe some of you guys have full-time jobs and you're like, how in the world am I going to do all of this and be available and do my job? I got trainings all day on that because I built my business while I was working, and so did Aracely. We both had full-time jobs doing this. You take on what you can take on. You decide how many clients you're going to take on every month. It could be 5 people. Maybe you want to coach 5 people a month, right? Bring on 5 people into the challenge groups. You walk them through the groups. Before you even do any of this, you guys, you all have to go through a challenge group yourselves, so that you understand how it works, right? It's like training on the job. And then you'll be part of our coach groups. We have training groups on Facebook where you're going to be added. Everything will be explained detailed by detail. You're going to go through a training group, all of that stuff. So don't think that we're just going to be like, okay, you're a coach, get to it. It's not going to be like that. And you're going to learn how to fit all of this in your day. And it's all up to you on how fast you're going to want to work this, how quickly you want to grow, what kind of income you want to make. That's going to be all up to you and how much time you put into all of this. So we're never going to pressure you into working and pushing and doing all that. That's going to be completely on you. So our mission overall is to help people achieve their goals and live healthy, fulfilling lives. And that's our mission. That is Beachbody's mission. You guys, these are real people. This is my girl, Christina. She lost over 120 pounds on Beachbody. I remember when she came to me and it was like, she came to me once and she quit 3 months later. Then she came to me again, and then I kept asking her. And then because I knew she came back and she did that. And I like, till this day, like she's like my biggest accomplishment. And not only her, now we don't even have one. Wendy, my other coach, she's lost over 100 and something pounds. And it's not just pounds, you guys. She literally will tell you the story about the day she went to the theme park and she couldn't get on a ride with her kids. This thing, I was about to cuss. This thing is life changing for so many. And the fact that we can be a vehicle, that we could be somebody who could change someone's life because we're sharing our testimonies and our lives, nothing beats, I feel, when I get messages, when I see pictures like this, when I hear, you saved me from depression, this saved me from suicide. I've gotten those messages. And those are the things that if they took my money away tomorrow, I would still be here and show up and go get a job somewhere else. But I would still do this because I know how life-changing all of this is. That's me right there in the corner. The first time that I lost all the weight, that's Aracely at the bottom after her first baby. And then some of our other coaches, Karina and Ceci. I mean, these are real people, you guys, that we have literally helped with what we do. So a little bit of the tools that we have and how we run our business. So Beachbody On Demand. A lot of you on here probably already have Beachbody On Demand. Your current customers, you're doing maybe a program right now and you got on this call because you're like, well, maybe I could be a coach too, right? So these are the tools that we use. This is how we sell the things that we sell, that people buy, and how it all works out. So obviously workouts, that's a big thing. We do at-home fitness workouts, but it's not just at home. Right now, because of the pandemic, because of where we're at, you can just imagine how our business has blown up because gyms are closed. People don't want to go to gyms. People don't want to go out. And the fact that they can get an amazing results doing these programs at home has been such a big deal. And when was it? A month ago, was it when Carl told us the numbers? And I don't have them in front of me, but I think we hit like at 3 million, 4 million, 5 million subscribers on Beachbody On Demand. I know, I don't have it in front of me, but we're breaking records on that, which is just crazy. A lot of people that I maybe have invited in the last year or so finally pulled the plug because they're like, well, what else do I have to do? And what do I have to lose? And now they're doing the programs and they're like, holy moly, I didn't think that I could actually get a workout with these at-home fitness. I love when people message me and tell me they're dying because they didn't believe that they would actually get a workout. We have Shakeology, which is our superfood shake. It is not a protein shake, and I'm not going to get into that. But if you're obviously going to learn more about that, it's more than that. We have our performance line, which is energize, pre-workout, post-recover, all of those things. We have a performance line. We have vegan and regular whey, nutritional tools. We got 2 different programs. We have the 21-day fix, which became Portion Fix. It became a standalone nutrition program, and also 2B Mindset, which is another nutritional program that many of our coaches have used and lost so much weight and just have completely changed the way they think about food. My challenge tracker app, we have apps where we add people on. We have our Facebook groups, our online office coaching that you'll get access to when you become a coach, which is where we track our customers. We don't have to ship anything out to anyone. Beachbody does all of that. We simply send out a link, they buy their package, and then Beachbody does the rest. So I think that's one big thing that I remember growing up. My mom got into Mary Kay when I was like 10. And I remember seeing all the makeup in our room. She didn't sell anything. And then she was stuck with all the freaking makeup for like years and lost all that money and was stuck with all of it. And so for me, like MLM, I was super skeptical about things like that because I was like, I don't want to be a room full of crap. Like, and thankfully, that is not how all of this works. We simply share. It's like a referral. If somebody asks you, hey, where'd you get that shirt? You send them the link, right? From Amazon or whatever. Literally, that's what we do. Someone's watching me do the workouts and they're like, hey, what workout are you doing? What's that shake you're drinking? That is what you're doing. You're sharing what you are doing because you have to be proof of the product. And then we also have access to live workouts and all of that. And hopefully we get back to that in 2021 because unfortunately all of that was canceled this year. But we get together quarterly, we get together annually. So it's really cool because we have all of that available to us as well. Go for it.
So you might already be a coach. So maybe you sign up as a discount coach like I did, like Paola did. Know that the account is the same. So there's no process in between that you have to do, whether you want to build, you hear my child yelling. So you go from a discount coach to a hobby to a business builder. It's the same account. So you don't have to pay more. It's all the same account. So we started out as coaches. We just wanted a discount, right? We don't want to sell. We were paying our monthly fee. But what if maybe people are asking you about this, right? And your friends are noticing, or your family is noticing. So then you start signing up people. Then you become a hobby coach. So it has the potential of doing. Maybe you have a full-time job, kiddos, and you just want to do this part-time. That's what we refer to as hobby coach. So you sign up people as they ask you, and then can help you to pay a bill or two, or pay for your Shakeology, and you still get your discount on your products. And then we have business builders. So like Paola or myself, we just decided to go all in. Like, this is our full-time job. It has replaced our incomes, and we're building that life of freedom and helping other people to do the same. And we're gonna be here forever. So those are your business builders. But know that you can go from being a hobby coach to all in whenever you want. And that's what happened to me. I started as a discount coach. I was doing this as a hobby with my full-time teaching job. And then in 2017, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go all in. And I did. And this is my business. So you can choose that if you want to. And know that all of this, you can still build on a part-time, okay? And I say that because I've always built this on part-time. So I started off when I was teaching. I couldn't do like 8 hours of coaching of building my business. And then I have my little one. And then now I have 2 little ones at home, and they take all my time. So I'm still doing this in pockets of time, before they wake up, in between meals, in between cleaning diapers, in between, or when they're asleep. Like, I'll work at night because they're asleep and I could get a lot of things done. So you can still make that happen, but you have to make that switch in your head of like, I'm going to go all in and I'm going to give it my all. And we will meet you where you are at. Okay. If you want to be a hobby coach, we'll meet you there. But if you want to you want to run with it, we'll also help you with that. So know that we will never pressure you for anything, to anything. It is up to you, and we'll help you with whatever you decide.
Yeah, I think that was a big thing too. And I get messages from people like, oh, I didn't want to do it because they expected this, and this of me. I think we're the type of people that we know, because we've been through all phases of this, that you're gonna decide what you want to do and when you want to do it. There's no one that's gonna pressure you to become anything, because ultimately that's on you. The whole point of all of this is to be your own boss, to not have to report to someone, to not have to clock in, to not have to do that. And that is the beauty of it. So yes. So how do you join? We're getting to the end, I promise. Actually, we've been pretty fast this time. So if you are already a challenger, that means that you probably already purchased a challenge pack. Okay, so if you've already purchased it, actually, no, let's go backwards. If you are not a challenger, you do not have Beachbody, you don't have anything, you haven't started a program or anything like that, you would choose a challenge pack. So you would decide what program you want to do. So you would reach out to the coach that invited you. And then you talk to them like, all right, girl, I'm all in. I want to do this. So we would sign you up with a challenge pack so that you have all the tools, so that you have the workout, so that you have Shakeology or the performance line. You could choose either or you could choose all of it. Whatever package that you decide to get, when we sign you up as a coach, they waive the $39.99 coach fee to sign up. So it's actually included with the price. The prices could be from $140, $150, $160, depending on the package you choose, or more. So just make sure that you reach out to the coach that invited you, and then that person will send you the details of the packages that are on sale right now, and then the program that you want to start and all of that. So it's included with the package if you don't have anything. If you are already a customer, you can upgrade your account to the coach account for $39.99, and you will get it back if you bought a challenge pack. So let's just say you signed up a month ago or 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago with a challenge pack, but as a customer, and then the coach that signed you up will send you a link to upgrade your account to coach, and then we will send you a second link to get your $39.99 back, because Beachbody will reimburse it to you, and technically you will be signed up for free. So you just have to pay it up front, and then we'll send you a link to get your $39.99 back, and then you'll be a coach. Let's say that even through all of this, you're like, I don't know if I want to work the business, but I love Shakeology, I love the supplements, I love all of this, I want a discount like they've been getting. You can still do that. You can be a discount coach, just like we explained here. You just want to continue drinking Shakeology. You don't want to sell anything after going through all of this. You still get a 25% discount on everything. So I would still take advantage of signing up as a discount coach if you know that you're going to be ordering things in the next couple of months. There is no minimum requirements of anything. I always get asked that. It is getting so dark in my room. I can't find the light. Sorry. I always get asked that, you know, is there a minimum amount that I have to sell? No, you don't have to sell 3-4 challenge packs a month. There's no minimum amount that you have to sell to be active or anything like that. So you can be a discount coach. You can decide what you want to do with the business. What if you fail? But what if you don't? What if you fly? And I really want to leave you guys with this thought, you guys, because going into this, I had no expectations. I didn't think that I would be where I'm at now. It's just insane. Like, we moved into our own place 2 years into doing this business. I literally saved all of that money that I was making as a side, with the side business as I was working full time, to move us into our own place. And the fact that now I've quit my job a year ago, I'm here, I've been doing this for a whole year, and we're moving again to a bigger place for us and for my family. It's mind-blowing what could happen if you stay consistent with something. I always said, someone put this in my ear when I first started this business: give this business 4 years. I didn't go to college. I dropped out. I had a lot of shame for that for a very long time. But that shame is gone because I gave this business, I gave myself 4 years to build something of my own, and to see how much it's flourished in 4 years and to see where we're at now, it's mind blowing. That I could do this, little old me could do this, that I could be running a team of other women that are just kicking ass and inspiring people, and that I'm going to keep building this, that I am a Beachbody lifer, just like Aracely said. We're not going anywhere. As long as it's around, we're going to be here. So I want to leave you guys with that thought. Like, where could you see yourself in 3 years, 4 years from now, building something for yourself and for your family? Anything you want to add, Aracely?
I just want to say, do not worry about what other people will say. You know, what would they think? Like, what if I'm gonna do this? Like, it doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter what other people think of your why. If you have, dream big. Okay, dream freaking big, and then know that you have what it takes and you have the tools here to make those big dreams possible. And like Paola mentioned, like, it all is hard work and consistency and not giving up. But forget about what anybody is going to say and just go all in if that's what you want, because it can be a huge, huge blessing. So yeah.
And I always tell my coaches, no one's paying my bills but me. So if I'm going to show up on social media with my workouts and my shake every day, and that's what's paying my bills, then that's what I'm going to do. So if you're sitting here currently thinking about all the people that are going to judge you, all the people that are going to make fun of you, I hope you know that, like, little by little, the real people that are going to support you are going to show up. So know that, and don't let all the thoughts of everybody else hold you back. So does anyone have any questions? You guys can unmute yourselves. Let me know. I have some coaches on here that are pretty new that I do, if they can talk, I would love for you guys to hear a little bit about their stories. Amelia, are you on? Can you talk? There you go. Wait, can we hear you? Can you hear us? I can't hear you. Your audio on? I'll come back to you. See if it connects. Lizzie, can you talk?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I didn't know I was gonna talk.
I know I did not tell them I was gonna put them on the spot, but we have a couple minutes. So Lizzie is a pretty new coach. She's been doing this for what, 3 months?
Yeah,
3 months.
3 months.
And yeah, so me and Liz connected on Instagram. We've actually been following each other for a long time, and I've been telling her to join for a long time, and she finally did. And I just want you to share your story and tell them a little bit about yourself and your full-time job and all that.
Okay, so my name's Lizzie, or Elizabeth. I'm a mom of 3, and I'm originally a full-time pediatric nurse. Right now I'm on leave, so yay. But yes, so I do work outpatient. So I do work that 9 to 5, and I specifically work those times so that I can, be able to pick up my kids from school and have that kind of normal schedule. But on the side, I always had a passion for, sharing like healthy meals. So I've been plant-based for almost 10 years now. And it's just been something that's been part of me. So when I was 18, I actually was 230 pounds. And, I was borderline diabetic, and I did experience high blood pressure with my first pregnancy. I was 17. So I was really, really unhealthy, and becoming plant-based is what actually helped me lose, 80 pounds at one point. And then I met my husband, we got comfortable, we would go out to eat, it was all fun. I gained a little bit of weight back, and then I started nursing school and I gained another 15 pounds. So I've been kind of like on this roller coaster yo-yo thing for quite some time. And but still I would always share, like my healthy meals, and I was always the type that, I would eat pretty good like 80-70% of the time. But once I stopped working out, like it was just like for 4 years I didn't work out. And Paola would always tell me, like when I would post stuff like, hey girl, like why don't you join? And then I would write out full meal plans for people. Like they would message me like, oh my God, you're vegan, like how do you do it? And I would give them a whole week's worth of like a nutrition plan, and I would give them a shopping list, and I would give them like these natural juicing detoxes and like all this stuff. And one time Paola and I got together for brunch, and she was like, what the hell, you need to do it. And I kept telling her like, man, I want to join. And I actually had joined Beachbody back in 2016 after I had my second son. And, at the time I had just finished nursing school. And honestly, I was one of those that it was just my husband working. I'm like, I cannot pay for the shake again. Like I would love to, but it wasn't in it for us. And I really didn't know about like this whole coaching thing. I think I signed up as a coach for the discount. And then even at that, I still couldn't pay like the monthly fee. And it was when it was only DVDs. And, I would always see, Paola and the other coaches that I follow, post. And I was like, damn, one day I'm going to come back. And it was, that brunch that Paola's like, girl, you need to do this. Like, you're already doing it. Why not just, go all in, work on yourself, and, continue to share like you're already doing. And that's what I've been doing. And I think my first month I hit like SC, I don't know, is it SC 26 or something?
You signed up like 10 plus people.
Yeah. And then the second month I was like, oh my God, I signed up all these people. I don't think anyone else is going to want to sign up. And then I signed up, I hit SC 5. And then this month I've managed to sign up, 5 more girls, I think 5 or 6 more girls. And, most of them wanted to actually sign up as coaches. So I kind of explained to them, like, you have 2 options when you sign up. And I, kind of just broke it down in really simple terms. And I think it's a beautiful thing when you can, just share your journey. And like you said, this is an opportunity for you to share, not to really sell. I mean, you are selling something, but really you're just sharing your journey.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it literally is that. Like, I was just like,
Yeah.
you're already doing it. And a lot of you guys on here already share your workouts every day, what you're doing every day. And I'm just like, you could be getting paid for that. And it's you could be helping other people too. So that's the biggest thing. So thanks for sharing, Liz. I don't know if Amelia got back on. Oh, there you are. Ooh. Hold on. You're on like 2 different things, Amelia. Can you unmute? So true. I've been getting asked a lot what I'm doing. That right there is like ding, ding, ding. If people are already asking you, like, that's so big. You're inspiring people. You guys are already sharing your stories. Like, you're inspiring people. You already have all those people that have been watching you. You guys just have to pull the plug. Amelia.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I had to log on with my phone. We were having technical difficulties.
No worries. So Amelia is one of my coaches too, who's, oh my God, how many years has it been now? She was like one of my very first coaches.
It will be 4 years in September.
Yes. So you want to tell them a little bit about your story?
Okay. Hi, my name is Amelia, and I've honestly went all in March of this year. I started 3 years ago as a Beachbody coach, and when I started this, I was already doing these programs without actually being a part of a group, a part of a program. My story is that when I had my daughter, she's 7 now, I had already been in shape once before, and having 2 kids is hard to get back in shape. Like, I was making up every excuse in the book to not go to the gym, to not work on myself. And I have such a tough, loving mother that said, you did it once, you can do it again. My mom gifted me T25, which is the first program that I started with. And, back when I started, it was all DVDs. So you would see like the commercial at the end. If you want Shakeology, reach out to your Beachbody coach. And I'm like, I don't have a Beachbody coach. Then I would call my mom. Hey, Mom, can you get me Shakeology? Sure, I'll get you Shakeology. And then me and my mom, we had a little like downfall, and we weren't talking at the time. And I was like, I got to get a hold of this Shakeology somewhere, somehow. At that time, I had already lost about 10 pounds. I had done T25, and I was drinking the supplements. And then I said, I need to reach out to this girl, which is Paola. She had been inviting me forever because she had seen how much I talked about it and how much I raved about it. And she said, you'll be a perfect coach. And so I said, this is a perfect time. I can go all in. I remember it was in September, and I had about a month for my birthday. So I wanted to like get in the best shape of my life. Little did I know it wasn't going to happen in 4 weeks. So I went all in, and then I kind of got that like, what are you doing? Why are you working for Beachbody? Why are you this? Why are you that? And kind of like it got to me, and I quit. I quit for like, then I said, okay, maybe these people are right. Maybe I'm not meant to do this. Maybe I can't do it. And I honestly took 2 years to grow myself. I needed to just continue getting the discount for my shake. But I continued to show up, but I wasn't consistent. Like, I would show up one day and I would post my workouts, but I wouldn't invite anymore because I started getting those like, no, I'm sorry. No, I don't want to. No, da, da, da. And so it started discouraging me. And I just told my husband, like, this is taking too much of my time. I don't want to, I just want to work out, and I just want to drink my shakes. But it wasn't until March of this year, I had already lost 50 pounds doing all of this. And I felt a calling, and I had been praying for this. And as most of you guys know, I am a very faithful woman. And I felt the calling on my heart, like, you need to give this another try. And I remember that night, I told my husband, like, I was very unhappy at I'm not unhappy with my job, but I was unhappy at the facility where I was. And my husband's like, what brings you happiness? And I'm like, helping other people. And he's like, well, isn't that what you do with Beachbody? I'm like, yeah, but I haven't really signed on anyone, you know? And he's like, well, why don't you give it another try? You've already invested in this for 2 years. Like, give it another try. And so I did. And I honestly did not reach out to anybody. I just posted, like, we're having this, you know, new challenge and we're doing this. And then all of a sudden I started getting people like, oh, you're running challenges again. Oh, you're back to, you know, what you were doing before. And so many people would message me like, you're so inspiring. You're so great. And all I would say was, thank you. I would never take the opportunity to say, how about you join me? How about, okay, fine, not this month. How about next month? Can I reach out to you next month? And I started playing that, like, you know, role in my business where I would, you know, the way I like to work my personal business is I do a month before, at least 15 days. I start asking, and if it's not this month, can we do next month? Or, you know, a lot of people will say it's too expensive for me. And I say, well, it's an investment in your life. It's an investment in you. And I think you're worth it. Like, you're worth those $160. And if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. But at least you tried. And that's how I felt. I felt, okay, I'm going to give this a try. But it worked for me, but I just couldn't get it to shine on other people as well. But once I got the whole magic thing going, where I knew that this works and people started trusting me with their journey, is when I just went all in. And I told my husband, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to see where I can get with this. And for the last like 4 months, I've grown my business so much just by holding on to my faith and just by sharing my story, and for people believing in me because I invested the time at getting to know them. A lot of these people, honestly, I've rekindled. I've you know, met on Instagram, and it's an amazing investment in not only myself, because now I'm accountable. Now I have to keep pushing because I have this team behind me that I don't want to let go of. And in March, I decided that I was going to have my husband go all in as well. And he saw the passion that I had for it. And he saw, you know, the way I was working it and how it was working for me, because honestly, this brings me like pure happiness. Like, I've never like experienced that in my old job. So I was like, okay, this is good. This is good. And then recently I took a leap of faith and I moved jobs, and now I'm like happy everywhere. And it's just like, I'm living my dream, honestly. Like, I'm helping people with their health and fitness, which like is my biggest drive. But I'm also working at like my dream job, a surgical center. Like, I've always wanted to do that. And this is where I am in the operation rooms, but I'm helping this patient, you know, and I'm also helping my team. I don't know. It's just, I'm in a really great place, but just know that like anything is possible. You know, it might not happen right away, or you might not get it right away. But if you continue to plug in on the calls and, you know, ask for help, because once I started, you know, looking for that help, personal development, being more involved with our groups and building relationships between I mean, they're not my personal sponsored coaches, but they're coaches of another coach that we are able to connect with. And we're all one team. It's not like my team is only my team and her team is only her team's. Like, we are Team Beachbody. Like, that's who we are. That's who we represent. And that's who we should be.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And it just makes me, like, literally what I got out of that is it all switched, Amelia, when you believed in yourself.
Yeah.
Stop letting all of those voices of all these other people or all those thoughts of I can't do this, I can't be that. When that switched, and it all switched. Like,
and I lost a lot of people who I thought were my biggest supporters. Like, just leave me, just unfollow me, just I became too much of something for for those people. But in return, I gained like 20 people who were like, I'm all in, sign me up. I want to do this with you. And it's like, okay, I now I see it, you know, I might lose 50 people, but I'll gain 100. And I know that's how it works. Now I know it.
Exactly. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
So I hope you guys got, you know, what you came on this call for. I do see that Aminta asked, do you decide what program you want to start with and when as a new coach? Yes, you can decide which program you want to do. I'm not always doing the programs that my customers are doing. So I'm usually always doing like the newest program, and then I'm inviting people, sorry, to do those programs with me. And then but I'm always running like a 21-day fixed group for my beginner customers. So we can always run whatever program groups we want and then do our own thing as well. So know that. I hope that helps. All right, any other questions? I think we got it all. I see a lot of babies on the screen. I think we've gotten to our time. Anything you want to add, Aracely? Oh, Kathy, hi.
Yeah, I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
Right now that you're mentioning sometimes that you're not doing the same program as, you know, your customers or, you know, your teammates. How do you, like, to me, it's kind of been overwhelming. I don't know. Is there any advice you can give me on that?
Overwhelming in like doing,
As in, I'm doing a different program than the person that's signed up with me.
okay. So we always, as a team, we run our challenge groups together. So some of us, like, for example, Amelia, she's like the queen at 2B Mindset. Like, that's our nutrition program. That's not my type of thing, but she will help the whole team out. Okay. So she has groups that she runs. You can plug people into that. There's always somewhere to plug your customer into. You don't ever have to do that alone. You never have to figure out a whole group on your own. We have templates. We have all the things for you guys probably already done. We've been doing this for 5 years. So we have all of those things. We probably have a 21-day fixed group open that you can plug someone into. Usually on our team pages, we will tell you guys, okay, this month me and Aracely are running this challenge group and this challenge group. Do you guys want to run it with us and add your coaches? So you guys could always plug in and do things with us. You don't have to do that on your own. And then if you're doing a specific program and you're like, you know what, I really want to do a dance program because that's my thing, and maybe your followers are dancers and they love things like that, then do that, because you have to obviously think about your followers and the people that you're going to be promoting to, because we're all different, right? Some of you might be pregnant or expecting, or you're on a prenatal, you know, journey or whatever. You could be doing that, and maybe you have a lot of followers that are there. So plug in. We always have something where we could probably help whoever your customer in. I keep track of my customers. I focus on my customers monthly. So I have over 1,000 customers and challengers now, but I'm not talking to all 1,000 people. That's impossible. I focus on the ones I signed up that month. So all of my new customers and coaches that have signed up for the month of July, they get my full attention for the month of July. And they get it for a full month. And then I'm always there. I always answer questions and I do that. But I kind of train my customers to ask questions in our groups because there's so many coaches on there that could help them too if I'm not available to answer right away.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? Any other? That's a good question. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Aracely, do you want to add anything? You're good? Okay.
I'm good. Just thank you. And if you need the recording for this, we'll have the recording so you can rewatch.
Yes. So reach out to the coach that invited you, and we'll be so excited to have you guys join our teams and announce you to our teams. I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you for hopping on. We'll talk soon.